it's Borino. Welcome to the Borino Worldwide Marketing Headquarters. Today, I'm going to chat with Brett. Brett is an agent down in Dallas, Texas. He's been in the business for a couple of years. Recently, he came on board with the Expired Plus, and he's done something pretty impressive. Even I was impressed with his results. Right after he came on board, he managed to list 11 properties in just 30 days, and he will tell us exactly how he did it without a huge marketing budget, without years and years of experience in real estate, and without a long list of past clients that would just feed him referrals. So let's talk to Brett. Let's check it out. Hey Brett, good morning.
Good morning. It's great to be here. Yeah.
So Brett, how many years have you been in the business?
2 as a full-time broker.
Oh, okay. And before being a broker, were you an agent?
I was not. I was actually an investor.
So you and I met kind of under interesting circumstances, right? It was the do or die. You want to tell us about it?
Well, sure. I actually talk about it with you, I think, when we started as the year of 30,000 mistakes. And each one of those was paid for in $1 of, sweat and blood. And so when I came to you, I had kind of reached a point, and it was an interesting story how I got to know you. But when I came to you, I was at the point of feeling like I'm either going to tag this thing and bag it and move on, or I got to do something,
So you were at the point where it was either turn your business around quickly or get out. And you obviously turn it around quickly. How did you do it? How did you pull it off?
Well, yeah, I think that the biggest thing probably that you and I did together was fix my head. Very honestly, we get right down to the nitty gritty of it all. There's a cliche that I heard the other day. I was watching Family Guy of all TV shows, and he said something about whether you think that you can or you think that you can't, you're right. And ultimately, that's true. And so at the point where I had come to you, I was beat down. There's so much negativity out there, Borino. It's crazy. Turn on your radio, your TV, listen to other agents in the office, whatever it is, you're just getting fed this constant stream of it's the end of the world as we know it. And you can buy into that. You can accept it if you want to, or you can decide to be the person who makes a change in the world as we know it. And so I think that was really the biggest thing, was just realizing that I could fix it. And when I realized after talking with you that I could turn this around very quickly, and quite honestly, there's always that skepticism, right? You're just some guy telling me, like I'm saying right now, it's easy, it's effortless, don't worry about it, we can fix this. And I'm thinking, you're full of beans, right? And then you look back, because the only time you can ever see really what happened is looking backwards. You look back and you say, good grief, it was easy, it was fast, it was, it took less time than I thought it would. It was really amazing how quickly that all came together. So I think that was really the most important thing that we had to determine up front, was that it really could be done and do that.
So going from about to quit the business to a bunch of listings, what was the very first step you took?
Well, there were a few things that came about it from that. But the first thing is that sometimes you have to fake it till you make it. Like when you told me, okay, this is going to be easy and here's what we're going to do, I had to just trust you and start moving forward. You have to take action to do that, because you're not going to be able to see the result of it until, like I said, you look backwards. But to get started on that, there are a few things. In fact, one of the ways that I had met you was through something that you produce, which is Expired Plus. And to be honest with you, I was probably one of those people that, it's unfortunate. We've talked about it before, but where they get the product and it sits around on the shelf weeks, maybe even months. I hate to say that out loud, but and so I pulled that back off the shelf, and I really started working that systematically, and immediately got some fast turnarounds from that. Really fast, like probably within the first week. Well, there's a few things that I do, but really the thing about working with expireds or open houses and things like that is that they're proactive. You have some control in that. It's great, and I am a firm advocate of using all the marketing technology. We have loads of stuff out there on the internet now of ways to reach people and let them know what your message is and what you have to offer and everything. But you're waiting for them to come in. You can keep tweaking your message, but you're still waiting for them to come in. The great thing about working with expireds is that we already know they've already raised their hand and said, I'm trying to sell, right? I want to get rid of my house, help me. It didn't work out. Sometimes that can be the challenge, is that they may have had a bad experience, that you have to overcome that doubt in their minds now, their jadedness towards other agents. But you can reach out to them and you can immediately start making progress that you don't have to wait on.
So you started contacting expired listings, correct?
Correct. That's right.
Okay. What did you get out of it? How did it go?
A lot of appointments. I had to get better at my message. And so I met with a lot of people. Sometimes I was really making friends more than I was making sales, but I had to get through that so that I could perfect my listing presentation and find out really better what the market was asking for, because I think that was some of my frustration, is that the market has just shifted so much. It's changed, And so it was great to just start talking with people, whether that was on the phone or in person. And it really helped me. The other thing is that if you start putting yourself out there as a consultant, as someone who's really trying to help them solve their problem, and not so much as a salesperson, because people are sick of being sold. Why do we have DVR, right? So we can skip the commercials. And then people start to trust you. They start to build relationships with you. I have seriously had people that I met with who were expired listings who said, forget it, we've decided not to sell. But our friends or our neighbors, 2 doors down, said that they might be interested, and we gave them your number. Here, you can call them,
So you started going after expired listings, and you get some pretty cool results right away, right?
I did. I actually got 11 listings in that first 30 days. So 11 listings in 30 days.
11 listings. Why were you slacking off? Why such a slow start? I'm kidding.
Yes. Asleep at the wheel.
So, but in all seriousness, was it hard to get 11 listings? Was it difficult?
It really wasn't. I mean, the truth is that you can make your life challenging and beating your head up against the wall with one listing, or you can make your life easy having 11 listings. It's really more about how your perception of what's happening. Don't get me wrong. I was busy, and because this was the most of, quantity or the biggest flow that I had at one time, there were some growing pains. There were challenges. There's no question. I realized through that experience that, wow, some of my other systems of keeping track of leads and follow-up and things like that were inefficient. And it was great because it was trial by fire. I was forced to make those other things better so that they could keep up, if you will.
But you didn't spend a whole lot of money on marketing and promotion or any of that stuff, right?
Well, that's critical. And I want to make absolutely sure that I communicate this, that I went from spending a ton of money on marketing and leads, and every salesperson that told me they had some fancy system or some surefire way to get clients in, I tried it. I tried it all, and I spent a fortune. The most effective, when I finally got my business streamlined, when I was getting consistent results, everything, it was costing me pennies. I mean, literally a fraction of what I had spent before that point, was bringing in the same or better income, but my expenses were so much lower that I was feeling more profit. Now, I will tell you that the one thing that I did pay for was a service to mine the expired data for me. And I tried 2 of them, actually. I don't have a preference one way or the other, but there are a couple that are available out there. And that was just so that I could get it all back in one easy report with me not having to go to the MLS and sort it all out and look up cross-reference to tax rolls and everything. That cost a little bit of money. I mean, we're talking $50 a month or something. It's not a huge investment. And so for, $1 a day, basically, or $2 a day, I had this list of, I think in Dallas, it's like 1,500 a month or something. I mean, we get a huge number here. And maybe smaller markets might not have that, but there's also going to be less competition with other agents too.
Very cool. What else did you learn through this process?
Well, there was one other thing that I wanted to throw in there too, which I think was equally as important, and that was I started saying no more. Now, I know that's difficult to understand because if you're new or if you're struggling like I was, you think, who am I going to say no to, right? I got to have everything. I need it all. But what I realized is that I had a few clients who were literally pains in the butt that were dragging me down. They were keeping me from working with a lot of other great clients. And so, there's that thing in corporate America of hire slowly and fire quickly. Well, I started applying that to some of my clients. And I stopped. It was interesting because it helped with my mindset in that when you go into and this is true of all sales positions, but if you go into a listing appointment and you're thinking, I got to get this, I really need this, I got to have this, it oozes from your pores and they feel that. And that's an uncomfortable feeling for that potential client because you're coming on too strong. There's the smell of blood in the water. It's desperation.
So you didn't spend a lot of money. It didn't take you 6 months to a year to build it up. You build up this momentum very quickly without a whole lot of effort, without working 7 days a week.
That's right. Momentum is a strange thing. When you say effortless or easy, it's really, I'm simplifying it too much to fit it into our English vocabulary. But the truth is that it's not blood, sweat, and tears. It's not like, I've worked much harder planting a tree in my yard than I have doing real estate stuff. It's that once you get that momentum built up, it gets easier because you're seeing results and you get excited and then the energy builds and then your clients are excited and then things are moving. And so is it effortless or, not really. It's that it feels effortless because what you're doing is so enjoyable. It's so, it becomes productive. Just realize that changing your mind is something that you can do in that fast, literally a couple of seconds. And once you do that, just commit to it and put one foot in front of the other. And, I had another broker tell me one time, just put your head down, keep running forward and never look up. And eventually someday you do look up and you say, oh man, wow, everything around me has changed. And in my case, that was like a week or two. So it can do the same for you.
Oh, that's outstanding. Brett, thank you so very much for sharing all this with us.
As always, Borino, I can't thank you enough.
So what do you think? Pretty cool, isn't it? See, the reason I wanted you to join us on the conversation is to inspire you, to show you that it is possible. No matter where you are today, no matter who you are, you can turn things around quickly. All it takes is that belief that Brett was talking about, and then taking diligent steps every day towards the success you're after. And you can do it. I know you can. I hope you enjoyed this video. I sure had fun putting it together. I'm sure you enjoyed Brett's story. Please drop me a note and let me know. This is Borino. Thank you very much for watching. Go get 'em!